The Raven, Mr. Edgar Allan Poe. Performed by me today. There are many more who performed this one. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, it sounds a bit. I don't know if it works. Once upon a midnight dreary, while I pondered, weak and weary, over many grinded and curious volume of forgotten lore, while I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping, as if someone gently rapping at my chamber door. "'Tis some visitor," I muttered, the tapping at my chamber door. Only this, and nothing more. Distinctly, I remember it was in a bleak December, and each separate dying ember wrought its ghosts upon the floor. Eagerly, I wished tomorrow. Vainly, I had thought to borrow from my books receipts of sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden who the angels name Lenore, nameless here, forevermore. And the silken, sad, uncertain rustling of each purple curtain filled me with fantastic terrors never felt before. So that now, to still the beating of my heart, it stood repeating, "'Tis some visitor," and threatening and trancing at my chamber door. Some late visitor, entreating and trance at my chamber door. It is this and nothing more. Presently my soul grew stronger, hesitating then no longer. "Sir," I said, "oh madam, truly, your forgiveness I implore." But the fact is I was napping, and so gently you came rapping. And so faintly you came tapping at my chamber door, that I scarce was sure I heard you. Here I opened wide the door. Darkness there, and nothing more. Deep into that darkness peering, long I stood there, wondering, fearing, doubting, dreaming dreams no mortal ever dared to dream before. But the silence was unbroken, and the darkness gave no token. and the only word there spoken was a whispered word. Lenore? This I whispered, and an echo murmured back the word, Lenore? Merely this, and nothing more. Back into the chamber turning, all my soul within me burning. Soon again I heard a tapping, somewhat louder than before. Surely, I said, surely that is something at my window lattice. Let me see, then, what there is, and this mystery explore. Let my heart be still a moment, and this mystery explore. This the wind, and nothing more. Open here I flung the shutter, when with many a flirt and flutter, and the steps unsteadily raven of the saintly days of yore. Not the least of the scenes made he, nor a minute stopped or stayed he, but with mine of lord or lady, perched above my chamber door, perched upon a bust of Pallas, just above my chamber door, perched and said, and nothing more. Then this ebony birds beguiling my sad fancy into smiling, by the grave and stern decorum of the countenance it wore. Though thy crests be shorn and shaven, thou, I said, art sure no craven. Ghastly grin, and ancient raven, wandering from the nightly shore, tell me what thy lordly name is on this night's Plutonian shore. Quoth the raven, never more. Much I marveled this unkindly fool to hear this course so plainly, though its answer little meaning, little relevancy bore. For we cannot help agreeing that no living human being ever yet was blessed with seeing, bird above his chamber door, bird or beast upon the sculptured past, above his chamber door, with such a name as never more. But the raven, sitting lonely on the palace past, spoke only that one word, as if his soul in that one word he did outpour. Nothing farther than he uttered, not a feather than he fluttered, till I scarcely more than muttered. Other friends have flown before. On the morrow he will leave me, and as my hopes have flown before. Then the bird said, never more. Startled as the stillness broken by reply so aptly spoken. Doubtless, said I, what it utters is its only stuck and stool, got from some unhappy master, its unmerciful disaster. Follow fast and followed faster, till his songs on burden bore, till his dearest of his hopes, that melancholy burden bore of never, never more. But the raven still beguiling my sad fancy into smiling. Straight I wheeled cushioned seats in front of beards and busts and door. Then, upon the velvet sinking, I betook myself to linking. Fancy unto fancy, thinking what this Annique spared of yore, what this grim, uncannily ghastly can't and Annique spared of yore. Meant in croaking, never more. This, I said, engaged in guessing, but no syllable expressing, to the fool whose fiery eyes snow burns into my bosom's cool. This and more, I said, defining, with my head at ease reclining on the cushion's velvet lining that the lamplight clothed o'er, but whose velvet's violet lining with the lamplight clothing o'er, she shall press, never more. Then, methought, the air grew denser, perfumed from an unseen censer. Swung by Zephyrim, whose footfall tinkled on the tuft floor. Wretch, I cried, thy God hath lent thee, by these angels he hath sent thee. Respite, respite, and never from thee memories of Lenore. Quaff, oh quaff, this kind Nepheth, and forget this lost Lenore. Quoth the raven, never more. Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still, if bird or devil. Whether thunder, sand, or whether tempest tossed thee here ashore, desolate yet and undanced on this desert land, enchanted on this home by horror haunted. Tell me, truly, I implore, is there balm of Gilead? Tell me, I implore. Quoth the raven, never more. said I, thing of evil, prove it still, if bird or devil. By thy heavens that bend above us, by thy gods we both adore. Tell the soul with sorrow laden, if within the distant Eden it shall clasp a sainted maiden, whom the angels name Lenore. Clasp a rare and radiant maiden, whom the angels name Lenore. Quoth the raven, never more. Repeated words, our sign of parting, bird or friend, I shrieked, upstarting. Get thee back into the tempest and night's Plutonian shore. Leave no black plume as a token of that lie thy soul had spoken. Leave my loneliness unbroken. Quit the burst above my door. Take thy beak from out my heart, and take thy form from off my door. Quoth the raven, never more. And the raven, never flitting, still is sitting, still is sitting on the palace burst of palace, just above my chamber door. And his eyes have all the seeming of a demon's that is dreaming. And the lamplight o'er him streaming throws his shadow on the floor, and my soul from out that shadow that lies floating on the floor shall be lifted never